Xander here, and welcome back to the channel. We have some pretty awesome and interesting news that I would love to discuss. Yesterday, during GoPro's earnings call, Nick Woodman, the CEO and founder of GoPro, talked about on that earnings call that there will be 4 models for the GoPro to look forward to this year. 2 new ones alongside the flagship Hero, the Hero Black model, as well as the Max, which is amazing. I myself have been waiting for the sequel to the GoPro Max action camera, which I use for everything. If you've seen my content recently and my upcoming content for snowboarding and fishing vlogs, this is my go-to action camera. This is the best action camera on the market, in my opinion. It gets everything done. You can grab any angle you want in post. The functionality that this offers for social media, as well as the plugins for Adobe Premiere, the opportunities for creativity are endless. But that's besides the point. I am super excited that they made that announcement yesterday at the earnings call, and I have been dying for a sequel to this 360 camera for quite some time. I know that last year Insta360 made a killing, and they kind of took the whole action camera stage last year by storm. They had the Instago 2, the little mini Instago, which was phenomenal camera. Great for POV and on-the-go opportunities for creativity. They also had the Insta360, the Insta1X2 360, sorry, that's a mouthful. That camera is an awesome 360 camera as well. A lot of people have been buying that and hitting me up about it. I still stuck with the GoPro Max. This is huge news, guys. 4 models this year, allegedly, at least 2 new ones along with the Max and Hero. So, not too much has been confirmed, but on that earnings call was promising. And if they're promising to roll out these kind of models this year, we might get a Max 2, which I'm praying we do, because I absolutely love this action camera. The GoPro Hero 11 is coming out by September, October, Techtober. We're gonna get that Hero 11 Black, and who knows what we're gonna have on that. Maybe we'll have 8K 240 frames per second. Who knows? We know that the Hero 11's coming out. The Max 2 this year, if it's for sure coming out, I'm gonna be the first one that buys it for sure, because I absolutely adore this action camera. And if they just made simple improvements on it, like with, just maybe bump it up to 7 or 8K. Right now it's already maxed out at 5.6K. Maxed out. It's maxed out at 5.6K resolution at 30 frames per second, and you can get 60 frames per second on this bad boy, but you get knocked down with the resolution at 2.7K. So, if the GoPro Max 2 comes with, 8K, 60 frames per second, that alone to me is... That'll kill the action camera market. They improved the stitching a little bit, that comes with the territory of 360 cameras. They make those simple adjustments, improve the stitching quality, maybe do something about the underwater, because this is the only caveat to this action camera and most 360 cameras is that they suck underwater. With the refraction, lighting refraction, and the way the water moves, it's not feasible unless you put these things in like its own little bubble shield, essentially. And then you don't want to be carrying that around underwater. It makes your life more difficult. I'm super excited to see what kind of innovation they come out with this year for GoPro. I've always been a huge fan of GoPro from the beginning. I have a GoPro 3, gotten the 8. I have the GoPro 9 as well that I did get super cheap this past year, and then I have my GoPro Max. But before we continue on, I want to make a huge shout out to Lucia Scatamaccia. Lucia Scatamaccia. I always butcher your last name, I'm sorry. She actually gifted me, check this out, Action Xander mugs. Yeah, hey, and peep the merch, by the way, guys. Might do a giveaway soon, I don't know, maybe. But I am working on creating some merchandise for the channel. Once we get a little bit more traction, I will be doing giveaways for these leather patch hats eventually as well. But I am exploring setting up a shop. And first of all, major shout out to Lucia. She has poured so much love and support into the channel, and I want to say thank you truly from the bottom of my heart. She is one of the OGs at the beginning of this channel. She's always commenting and liking all my content, and she did get me this mug, and as a token of appreciation, thank you so much, Lucia. Major shout out to you and everyone else who supports the channel. And if you want to keep supporting the channel, don't forget to check out those Amazon affiliate links in the description. You guys bagging any sort of stuff from Amazon, I get a percentage of it, and that helps the channel. It helps fund the trips, helps fund the camera gear, and every little bit helps, guys. So I really appreciate all the love and support. And I will be doing hat giveaways soon. Don't worry. I have this one leather patch with the branding as well as the Action Xander logo. And then I am eventually looking at setting up shop and creating more hats for supporters if you're interested in buying them. And one last thing, I want to thank the sponsor for today's video as well. Me. I'm today's sponsor. Like and subscribe. Anyway, back to what I was saying. Super excited to see what GoPro rolls out this year. They have their work cut out for them. Last year, the Insta360 company has a 1R camera line, and it's pretty much small action cameras, and they're modular. You can swap out lenses, etc., etc. You have a 360 modular camera on that. You have your normal action camera 4K modular system, and then you can also swap out their new Leica lens 1-inch sensor. Now, the reason why I'm bringing that up is action cameras need lots of sunlight. That's the way they work. If you want peak optimization with your action cameras, you need bright sunny conditions, and lenses require that kind of bright information to soak in the colors and the data for to write the information with their software and into their hardware. That being said, if you look at GoPro footage that they throw out every year, it looks spectacular because it's more than likely in bright conditions. It's not to say that they don't function well in cloudy situations or anything like that, but if you try shooting these GoPro action, or rather any action camera, you try shooting action cameras in the dark or at night, you're not gonna get great footage, and you're gonna get a lot of this like jittery effect because they have a built-in stabilization that requires light. So when there's a lack of light and you're trying to use rock steady with DJI or GoPro's Hyper Smooth, they need as much light as possible to help with that in-camera stabilization. So when you take out lighting and you try to film in the dark with that sort of built-in system to help you with your stabilization, forget about it. It sucks. But the reason I bring that up is that Insta360 1R, the 1-inch Leica lens modular system, they had a 1-inch sensor come out about almost 2 years ago now. That was a game changer because it helped with low light filming. That action camera is phenomenal. It's great, but it has a lot of issues too. Like that focal distance is a nightmare. You can't really vlog with a 1-inch sensor like that. You would have to put it out almost 2 feet away from your face to get any sort of actual good imaging if you're focusing on your subject. Most cameras, most of these GoPro cameras, they're not like DSLR or mirrorless cameras where you need a certain focal length for it to focus on your subject and you get that nice bokeh in the background. But that's photography talk. That's for another video. But the reason I bring that up is that maybe this year we might see a 1-inch sensor from GoPro, and if they work on those issues encountered with Insta360's Leica mod, I might grab that camera too. Here's hoping that first of all, GoPro Max 2 2022, please. We've been begging for this camera. I thought for sure it was going to happen last year. I'm looking forward to it. I'm definitely going to nab a Max 2 if it comes out. Even if it makes those small improvements with stitching, we increase the frame rate and bump up the resolution a bit, maybe to 8K. That's great enough for me. The GoPro Max has been my go-to action camera for a reason. It's one of the more durable action cameras, and the fact that I can grab any angle after the fact is phenomenal. Probably the best action camera I've ever used. I mean, I'll roll some footage that I have, and if you've seen my content so far, I mostly shoot with the GoPro Max. And then the GoPro 9, another great camera that they made a couple of years ago now too, and they improved on it with the GoPro 10 last year. The main thing that they improved with this GoPro is that they actually added a front-facing screen, which is something DJI did first. And that DJI Osmo Action is a great, reliable camera. I had one, and I lost it during a kayaking accident that I now have the scar for. Someday someone will excavate that lost DJI Osmo at the bottom of Oletah State Park, and they'll see the footage. The DJI Action 2 also came out this last October, and I was pretty hyped for that camera, but it was such a letdown. The fact that it's this little magnetic cube is innovative. It's great. It's just like the Instago came out with a little camera that you can pretty much clip on anywhere, and you get that added extra little creativity, opportunity for POVs. DJI Action 2, I was super hyped for that, but it was such a letdown. The single camera itself, I think, only has like barely 30-45 minutes battery life, and it doesn't even let you put a SD card in it. It only has internal memory, and the internal memory itself is like roughly 20 gigs. The fact that you can add on the sort of like battery attachment to the DJI Action 2 or a front-facing screen to it, and then on top of that, then now your battery life is up to 2 hours, but it's not waterproof, and you can't take it underwater, and you have to put it in a housing, and then it gets heated in the housing. It's a mess. DJI, you dropped the ball on that one. You messed up. The Osmo Action was a great camera. You had the foundations of something great, and you messed up. Anyway, that's my rant part of the video. That's over with. Other than that, guys, tell me your thoughts. Are you excited to see what comes next from GoPro? I know I am. We know we're going to get a Hero 11. It sounds like the Max 2 is finally going to make its appearance. I'm excited to see what those other 2 camera models are that they're talking about. Maybe something for webcams or streaming. But a 1-inch sensor on another GoPro would be game-changing. So I'm excited to see what comes out next. Let me know in the comments, guys. What do you guys think is going to come out next for GoPro? I mean, it's looking like we're getting 4 cameras this year. The Hero 11, more than likely Max 2, and then 2 other ones that they discussed. But they say right here in the earnings report on the meeting, for sure 2 new models of the GoPro alongside the flagship Hero and the Max. So, what are your thoughts? Let me know, guys. And as always, I'm Xander, and I appreciate all the love and support, and I'll catch y'all on the wild side.